Hello guys, Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 275, and today we read you Harry Belafonte, a little golden book biography. So let's read it now, shall we? So we got for us. Little golden book biography, Harry Belafonte. This is written by Lavelle, illustrated by Asanya Williams. Now this is a book I really want to see here in this part, in this one, but there you go in that. There you go. But anyway. And it's published by Golden Book New York release, copyright 2023 by Levette Books Incorporated, all reserved. But anyway. Makes more sense today by Harry Belafonte. So there you go in that. Anyway. He was a beloved entertainer and civil rights hero who fought the equal rights for African Americans. Harold George Belafonte was born March 1st, 1927, in Harlem, New York. His parents called him Harry. Harry's mother, Mavon, and father, Harold, were both from island nations in the Caribbean. But when Harry was a little boy, they lived in a big, busy city. His mother worked as a house cleaner, and his father worked as a cook on a ship. Makes more sense to everybody. So there you go. It just have to be more specific, this book, so there you go in that. Next page. Anyway. When Harry was almost 9 years old, he left Harlem to live with his grandmother in Jamaica. There, Harry discovered an upbeat, joyful kind of music called Lesbo. How to pronounce this word? Sorry. Life in Jamaica was different from the blast, fast-paced life in Harlem. At night, Harry would often climb a mango tree. Wow. While snagging on fruit. He would listen to the caressful music ringing through the streets below as he stared up at the bright stars. Wow. It all makes sense to everybody, so there you go with that. Even though he was touching an orange, so there you go. It all makes sense to everybody. Next page. Anyway, when Harry was a teenager, he moved from Jamaica back to New York to live with his mother. Life in New York seems unfair. Wow. African American people were not treated as equal citizens. They were not allowed to stay at the same hotels, either the same restaurants, or even attend the same schools as white people. Don't ask me why. Harry's mother believed that everyone should be treated the same. She taught him to stand up for what's right and to be fought for the fair treatment. Not fair for anybody, unfortunately. So, for me, it's just good enough for me. So, there you go. Even though he's a teenager, alright, he should be good enough to be in the boys' room and the girls' bathroom. So there you go. Next page. Anyway. Harry was a member of the track team at his high school. In 1944, he left school before graduating to join the United States Navy. He hoped the horrors of World War II would change people that would be higher to those who were different from them. But that's not the case. But when the war ended, Harry returned home and got a job working as a janitor in the apartment building. One day, a tenant gave Harry tickets to the American Natural Theater. It was a gift that changed his life. Inspired by what he saw, Harry vowed to become a performer. Wow. It all makes sense in any way. even though it's a good idea for Harry Belafonte to become him in his life. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway, Harry took acting lessons in a dramatic workshop in the New School in order to pay for classes. Harry performed as a singer at nightclubs around the city. In December 1953, when he was 26 years old, Harry performed in his first Broadway musical, John Murray Anderson's Almanac. The next year, he won a Tony Award for this role. Wow. That one makes sense to everybody, so there you go. Even though he did want a Tony, so there you go. Next page. Anyway, Harry loved acting, but music launched his career. People in this record business know as Harry's joyful performances as World Rose Jazz Club. Okay, they offered him a record deal in 1956. Harry released an album called Ratio. The album captured his love for the music he enjoyed as a boy in Jamaica. Ratio was so loved that it became the first album to ever sell over the 1 million copies. That success allowed him to release more albums. And in 1961, he won a Grammy Award for this album, Swing Hammer. Then in 1966, Harry won another Grammy for this album, An Evening with Belafonte, Macba. Wow. It all makes sense now in any way, so there you go. So, it all makes sense now in any way. But anyway, it's good, so there you go. Next page. Anyway, Harry's success went well beyond music and the theater. In 1960, he won an Emmy Award for his performance in the television special Tonight with Belafonte. He was a guest host for The Tonight Show with, whatever it was. But anyway, Harry became the first African American to win an Emmy. His career was soaring, but he wanted to do more to help people. Harry decided to use his fame to inspire others to change the world. Now, it all makes sense now in a way, so there you go. It just makes sense to everybody, so it just feels that way, so there you go. An Emmy is an award to give it to excellence in television. Yeah, I agree. Next page. Anyway, Harry met civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the church in Harlem. The two became close friends. Harry worked with Dr. King to inspire others to stand up for the rights in the peaceful way. He donated money to the civil rights movement to help raise money for the cause. He also helped Dr. King organize the 1963 March on Washington, where a 250,000 people saw Dr. King give his famous speech, "I Have a Dream." The event put pressure on lawmakers to make laws more fair. Now, it makes sense to anybody. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and speaking of which, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is coming up. And to be fair with anybody, I want to read a bedtime stories based off of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So there you go on that. It's going to be a holiday tradition, you'll see. So there you go on that. Next page. Anyway. Oh wow, this is going to be the next page. Anyway, Harry's activism made him a leader in the civil rights movement. That was not always good in his career as a performer. Many people did not like that he was speaking out. Wow. And some people in Hollywood did not want to work with him. But Harry knew that his words and his civil rights work were important. Peace is necessary, Harry Belafonte said. In the 80s, there were stories of the food in the parts of Africa. When Harry learned that millions of people were going to be hungry, he knew he had to do something. He organized a group of famous musicians to sing a song called "We Are the World." The song was released in 1985. It raised money for people who need for Africa. Yeah, could late Michael Jackson. So there you go. Even though Ray Charles was there at that time frame, as I'm checking out the right and left hand side, and there's a lot of celebrities going, including Stevie Wonder. So there you go. It all makes sense now anyway for USA for Africa. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, Harry also bravely spoke out about issues, okay, that black people face in South Africa. A policy that called apartheid forced black people to live and work separately from white people as in poor conditions. Harry organized a concert in London to raise money and bring the world's attention to the problem. He worked with South African leaders such as Nelson Mandela to end apartheid. Yeah, the late Nelson Mandela is a good option to let him free up and just not be in prison all the time. You know, Shari Hunter Galt interviewed him on the NewsHour in 1990. You know, just to make sure it's safe. And the late Jim Lehrer was the one at the time, and Shari Hunter Galt said this. Well, I guess it's Jim Lehrer in my blood, and having an interview of Nelson Mandela thing, blah 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 thing. That was basically it. You know, it was good. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, Harry received a special Oscar at the 2014 Academy Awards called the G. Gersol Administration Award. The honor is given to movie artists who makes important contributions to help people live safer, healthier lives. An Oscar is an award given for excellence in film. In 2017, there was a celebration in Harlem, Harry's childhood neighborhood, to honor his accomplished life. At 9 years old, Harry stood beside the mayors of New York City, other elected officials and friends, as they revealed a plague have announced this word. Sorry, the local library's new name, Harry Belafonte's 115th Street Library. Wow, it all makes sense now anyway for Harry Belafonte. So there you go on that. It just really makes sense. It was a good idea. Well, even best idea is he's almost in his hundreds right now. He was born in 1927. It's a good idea. So there you go. Last page of the book saying this. Harry Belafonte is inspiration to people all over the world. He has shown us that we can do what we love to do, while taking action to make the world kind of fairer place. Make a difference in the world like Harry Belafonte. It was good. So it makes sense to Ebony, and it was a good idea. So that was Harry Belafonte, World Golden Book Biography. What did I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 235. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one's going to be a brand new episode of Bedtime Stories, either one of those two books. Now, excuse me, I'm going to go to bed, get some sleep, and edit my projects either tomorrow or, tonight, we'll just see what happens. Till next time, Sue Jones and Bobby Sababa, good movie, Pursue, Tuesday out. See ya.